of this year. But yesterday, Kyler Murray officially entered the NFL draft. The Heisman Trophy winner is projected to be a first-round pick, but he still has 3 days to pull his name out of the draft. Reports say Kyler can still play baseball, but he is, quote, determined to play football. The A's have already given him a $4.6 million signing bonus, but Kyler was reportedly looking for additional money to pick baseball over football. So, Shannon, has anything changed in your mind about this story?
No, he should follow his heart. It seems to me, Skip, his heart is in football. I believe it is easier for him. Now, for me, Skip, I believe it's easier to play baseball and go to football as opposed to trying to play football and says, okay, I'm not very good at this, I'm going to go play baseball.
Really? Okay.
I just believe you can do baseball first and then come back to football. That's just me. I've never played baseball at the highest level. I've never played baseball at any level. But that's just because if the hardest thing to do is hit a baseball, when you've been doing it your entire life, can you imagine taking off 3, 4, 5 years and then trying to pick it up again?
Well, Tim Tebow did it, but other than that, he's extraordinary. He's
getting
special.
To doing it.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Thank you for getting the Royals of reasoning, Jenny.
Getting there.
Yeah, he's getting there. And I don't think anybody is thinking that Tim Tebow is Kyler Murray on the football field or the baseball field.
Nobody thinks that.
Well, so stop it. Look. It's reported that he had already filed the paperwork on Friday.
Yep.
So I don't know what
for the draft.
For the draft. Yeah. So I don't really know what this meeting was about.
I don't either. It's desperation.
Skip, if your heart, you'll never be wrong if you follow your heart.
That is correct.
Follow your heart, young man. If football is where your heart lies, there's not enough. There's not an amount of money. There's not a figure, a dollar amount that will ultimately make you happy. Because if you choose baseball when your heart is in football and you do it because of money, you'll always look back and think, man.
Okay. Yeah, you did say consistently for the last, I don't know, 6, 8 weeks that in a vacuum, you'd tell him to play baseball,
I would.
right?
Yes.
Just on money factor, what, injury factor, longevity factor, right?
Yes.
Okay, and are you still there?
No, but, well, Skip, I didn't know where his heart was. But let me, Skip, and the more I listen to Scott Boras and all those talk about he's going to be in spring training or he loves baseball, he made a commitment. You never heard him say that.
No.
Those were people around him talking about what he loved and what he was going to do.
Okay.
True.
This action tells me that football is a very, very high priority. As a matter of fact, it's a higher priority than baseball. Because he already got money. Skip, baseball gave money in his hand. So he got to forget the bird in the bush. You got the bird in your hand.
You're going to have to give the bird back, right?
Yeah.
So he said, I want the 2 birds that's in the bush, which is football.
There are 2 birds in the bush. That is correct. I've said all year long, this young man will be happier playing quarterback in the National Football League. There's no rush like Sunday NFL rush.
No.
You know it. You miss it. If you could snap your fingers and go back there, you'd go back there, right? There's just, you can't even approximate what it feels like. There'd be World Series rush, but what are the odds on Kyler getting to the World Series or even to the playoffs? Or even, for that matter, to the big leagues?
Yeah.
I'm still not sure about that. But I'm much surer that Kyler Murray can be at least as good as Russell Wilson is, even though, believe it or not, Russell Wilson is at least 2 inches taller than Kyler Murray. He's not stouter than Kyler because Kyler packs a wallop. Now, he can take, he's durable. I'm knocking on wood for him.
Sure.
But he has proven to be durable, at least in college football, for the 1 year.
Right.
So he can take a lick. He can dish a lick occasionally. He's built wider and stronger. It's why in baseball, he's a power hitter, okay, just for the record. So what has cinched this for me is the irony is that baseball's desperate pursuit of Kyler has actually fueled the rise of his stock in football.
Yes, right?
Because there's now hysteria about Kyler Murray. And now I'm seeing even the draft analysts. I saw Mel Kiper on ESPN say he's going to project Kyler to go at least as high as 13 or 15. That's the Dolphins or the Redskins. And now I'm looking at the top of the draft. Let's just think about this. Arizona's got the first pick. And again, I've told you from the start. Now that if they hired Cliff Kingsbury, would it be a shock if they took Kyler Murray? They already did one shocking thing, right?
Right, hired him.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's about as shocking as you could get of all the hires. So would it be any more shocking that they traded Josh Rosen because Cliff Kingsbury believes in Kyler Murray and take him 1 overall?
Right.
It wouldn't shock me.
Nope.
The Raiders, would they part ways with Derek Carr?
Well,
with
Skip,
John Gruden?
They're at 4. If John Gruden loved Tim Tebow and he loved Johnny Manziel, he'll marry this kid.
He loved him. Yeah, and you're right. I was going to bring that up, but he did on both counts.
Right.
I know because he told me that for a fact.
Yes.
Okay? Then we got the New York Football Giants sitting there at 6. Would they think, I know it's not their sort of cup of tea. It's not what they do. They seem like a drop-back, hardcore, cornerstone organization. Would they try this? I don't know. They might. Would the Jaguars try it at 7? They might. And
Jaguars try anything.
okay, they might. And then your Denver Broncos are sitting there at number 10. If he's still there, would they think about it? Would Elway it's not what John Elway did.
No.
Would Elway see
If John will take, look here. If the dude, if John thinks the guy can help him win
That
a
is
game,
correct.
John is taking it.
Okay.
Now his last 2 quarterbacks, Skip, he swung and missed badly.
Yeah, but Case Keenum's more like Kyler. He's a smallish, overachieving type, right?
John said yesterday he's a stopgap.
Okay.
He's a bridge.
All right, I got it, and I agree with that. And by the way, Case Keenum was a better fit in Minnesota than he was in Denver. He was like, sometimes it's horses for courses. Yeah. Sometimes it's like Nick Foles. Maybe Nick Foles will prove to be a much better fit for Doug Peterson and what they do than he would be somewhere else.
Correct.
But he really fits what they do.
Yes.
Okay. And then we got the Cincinnati Bengals. They finally parted ways with their longtime head coach, Marvin Lewis. They're going in some new direction, we think.
You're not going.
Okay.
If Cincinnati draft say I'm not going to
Cincinnati. I'm not doing it?
No.
Really? Okay. Well, okay, that could be. But then we get to, as I told you, you got Dolphins and Redskins at 13 and 15. Well, my point is, that's the top half of the draft. I will bet you he's going to go in one of those places.
Skip,
isn't that good enough?
So you named 10 teams. You only need 1.
Yeah.
What do I need all these teams to like me? I just need 1.
Okay.
I don't need 15 million girls to like me. I just need 1 to love me.
Okay, that is
That's
correct.
what you need. You don't need all these teams to like you. You need 1 to love
But remember, all 15 of them will guarantee you considerably more money than that 4.66.
Well,
right?
Hey, I mean, you figure Baker Mayfield got his entire salary guaranteed at number 1. That was $32 million. You normally get a 10% raise over the previous year.
Okay.
So that's 30, 35, 36 million this year.
Okay, so what's the hesitation? It's like it's done. It's a done deal. He's going to play football because he was born to play football. And I'm not saying he can't play baseball. When I look at the numbers from he played 2 years of college baseball.
Right.
So last year, his second year, his sophomore year, so to speak, in college baseball, he hit 296 for the Oklahoma Sooners. Not bad. His on-base was really good because it was almost 400. And Billy Beane, Moneyball, was all about on-base percentage. So that's high, and that's why Billy's eyebrows rose. Ooh, I got this. And then you throw in the on-base plus slugging is almost up to 1,000. That's really good. So he has a good eye, and when he connects, it travels.
Yeah.
Okay? So you look at
speed, Skip.
Okay, you look at some of the smaller players in baseball. Mookie Betts might be the best player in baseball. He's 5'9" tall, right? Jackie Bradley Jr., same team. Boston Red Sox is 5'10". Andrew McCutchen is 5'11". So
Jose Altuve might be 5'5".
Okay, there you go.
Love it.
And remember the great Joe Morgan, although he was a second baseman as opposed to a center fielder,
5'7",
but he was 5'7". 5'7", so it doesn't matter. And I go way back to one of my favorite players of my youth, the toy cannon of the Houston Astros. Do you remember Jimmy Wynn? Is this before your time?
Before my time.
Okay, well, he was hitting 30-plus homers, I think, 3 years in a row, but he was a slugger, the toy cannon.
Well, how tall was Biggio? Biggio couldn't have been no big man.
5'7", I would say. Yeah.
So
I don't think Bagwell was more than like 5'10" or 11".
Right.
Okay, so baseball is the one sport you don't have to be tall in.
No.
It used to be you needed to be X height. You know, it's like they needed to have a Disney ride thing where to play
measure
quarterback,
your
to measure your height.
you can
You can't play this position, right?
Yes.
But in this case, we see it go smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, Kyler Murray is going to be the shortest quarterback ever. I'm pretty sure ever.
Yeah.
Is that a red flag? Is that cause for concern? Yeah, sure. But what did we see him do last year? He put up numbers. Again, statistically, it was the greatest season any quarterback's ever had. Do you attribute that in part to Lincoln Riley's spread offense and his play calling? Maybe. Weapons? Yeah, they got weapons everywhere.
Well, that was the best season until Tua. Watch what Tua does. Tua throw 50 and 5 this year.
Okay. Well,
You're back on
Heisman.
Tua. Back on Tua. Can't get him
Heisman, do on it right now.
Tua's been losing games.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't Skip. The man lost one game in his career.
Kind of lost 2, but
No, he
they
didn't.
saved
He
him.
won it. What about the one? What about that national championship game? He didn't get credit for that one.
Yeah, which
Against
one?
Georgia.
Oh, he came back. I'll give you that one.
That's on Hurt's resume. But
But
you know,
he actually took the L against Georgia, and then Jalen wiped out the L, right?
well, Jalen was about to take the L, and then he wiped it out.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I think Kyler could be better than Tua in pro football. I don't know. Tua's got that flinch in him. He's got a little.
Don't do that, Skip.
Got a little
So
nervous in
different,
him.
too.
Yeah.
He gonna win the Heisman next year.
Okay.
We're gonna
We'll
be
have
right
to
back.
see.
It'll be us and Dabo and them. Dabo's team, Clemson.
Right here.
I don't know. They might not make it back after eating all them Big Macs and fish fillets and Wendy's.
Well,
Whole different topic.
Wait a second. I think Clemson now has the quarterback, right?
oh, we
that-
get it.
Yeah.
Size
I don't know.
isn't
I
gonna
don't
be a
think.
factor for
How's
that guy.
Tua going to hold him off for the Heisman?
Easy.
I don't know about easy.
Well, see, if he'd have just been playing in the fourth quarter, we'd have had like 50 tubs.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I mean, all them games, we only threw 5 passes in the fourth quarter. What
If
was,
he played in the fourth quarter against Georgia, you took a big L.
you know what, Skip?
Well, it's
Pretty
true.
miss college
It's the
football.
truth.
You
Yeah.
guys keep it fun around here. All right. But what about James Harden? You guys see what he's been up to lately?
Man.
I mean, is he now the
This
best
is just-
player
this is just
on the
crazy.
planet?